In the definite integral video part 2, I have discussed up to point number 7. Now I discuss the concept in the definite integral video part 3 like this. Integral 0 to pi, more important topics clearly was and clear the concept. Integral 0 to pi sin x dx. This is the one loop in 0 to pi. This is one loop. Okay, this is the graph of sin x from 0 to pi. So integral 0 to pi sin x dx area will be 2. Okay, number 1. Number 2, in 0 to pi sin 2x dx, when here in the x, when then 0 to pi, when 2 is multiplied in the x, then this 0 divided by 2 and this pi is divided by 2. When x 0 to pi, when 2x, this will be 0 by 2 and this will be pi by 2, and in area will be 2 by 2, that is 1. Okay, that means when integral 0 to pi sin 2x dx, it's have one loop in 0 to pi by 2. 0 to pi by 2. In the similar way, integral 0 to sin 3x dx, 0 to sin 2x dx, where 2, in this case 2, then this the upper limit pi by 2. When 2 is multiplied in the angle and 2 is divided by the upper limit pi by 2, here 2 is divided, here also 2 is divided. Okay, when 3 is multiplied by in the angle x, then this will be 0 to pi, so 0 will be divided by 3 because 3 is multiplied, so this will be 0, and this is also divided by 3, that is this is pi by 3, and this 3 is multiplied by x, so here the upper limit pi is also divided by 3, pi by 3. Okay, so this will be area is also 2 upon 3. Okay, and 4 is integral sin x dx, and this is and its loop area integral 0 to 1, integral 0 to sin pi x dx, its one loop will be integral 0 to pi sin x dx, loop 0 to pi. So when sin pi x, then this will be divided by pi, that is this is 0 and this is also divided by pi, this is 1, that is its function sin pi by x, its one loop, at least one loop lie in the interval 0 to 1. Okay, so this is positive, so 0 to pi, this is pi by pi, that is 1 upper limit, and this is 2 by pi, area is 2 by pi. Okay, and 5, when integral sin 2 pi x dx. When 2 pi multiplied, then this will be lower limit 0, and this is pi upon 2 pi, that is half, because pi upon 2 pi means half, and this will be one loop 0 to 2 pi, that is 0, and this is pi to 2 pi, and therefore half. So when integral 0 to half sin 2 pi x dx, it's one loop, sin 2 pi x का one loop तो बनता है 0 to half के अंदर. It's at least one loop of sin 2 pi x lie between 0 to half, and its area will be 2 upon 2 pi, that is 1 on pi is the area of this integral. So let's start to solve the question. In these 5 questions already I have discussed in the last definite integral video part 1 and part 2 up to from 1 to question number 5, and now I will solve question number 6, 7 and 8. 3 questions I have discussed. I will be discuss 3 questions with full concept. Question number 6 is integral 0 to 1 mod sin 2 pi x dx. You have already seen I have discussed about loop. So loop of sin 2 pi x, at least one loop sin 2 pi x का at least one loop lie between 0 to pi, you know sin pi x, sin x का loop 0 to pi interval. So sin 2 pi x का loop 0 to 2 pi, pi to 2 pi, that is 0 to half. It's one loop, that is it's one loop 0 to half, and this is positive because sin x का loop 0 to pi में this is 0 pi. So when sin 2 pi x so divided by 0 by 2 pi is 0, and pi by 2 pi, that is half. Pi by 2 pi, that is half. So sin 2 pi is one loop lie between 0 to half, that is 0 to half. Sin 2 pi x is positive, so here 0 to 1, so 0 to 1, so 0 to half इधर है. So one loop, another loop is going to in the below portion, that is below the x-axis, that is this is plus, this is negative. So 0 to half plus half to 1. Okay, 0 to half when sin 2 pi x is positive, so this sin 2 pi x as it is, because in मॉड्यूलस फंक्शन के अंदर पॉजिटिव एंड मॉड्यूलस के फंक्शन अंदर हाफ टू 1 इंटरवल में sin 2 pi x का वैल्यू नेगेटिव है. सो when negative, then this is sin 2 pi x dx. So this is minus cos 2 pi x upon 2 pi 0 to half, and this is cos 2 pi x upon 2 pi, its integration minus minus plus half to 1. So this is after simplification you have minus 1 upon 2 pi, its cos 2 pi 2 minus cos 0 plus 1 upon 2 pi cos 2 pi minus cos 2 pi by 2. 2 pi into 1, that is cos 2 pi, and this will be minus 1 upon 2 pi. Cos pi means minus 1, cos 0 1, and 1 upon 2 pi. Cos 2 pi means 1, cos pi means minus 1, and this is plus 1. Okay, so this is equals minus 1 upon 2 pi, and this is minus 1 minus 2, and this is 1 upon 2 pi minus 1 minus plus 1 2, and this is 1 upon pi plus 1 upon pi, and this is 2 upon pi. So this is the correct option if option is given. If option is not given, then this will be answer. Okay. Next, move to question number 7. -1 to 0 modulus of x sin pi x dx. Question number 7 is -1 to 0 mod of x sin pi x dx. Important sums, important problems. sin pi x का ग्राफ का वन लूप मस्ट बी लाई बिटवीन 0 divided by pi and pi divided by pi, that is 0 to 1. Because already I have discussed sin x का वन लूप इंटीग्रल 0 to pi sin x dx is sin x का वन लूप 0 to pi, so sin pi x का वन लूप 0 by pi, pi by pi, that is 0 to 1. Okay, so graph of sin pi x will be this type. This is 1, 0 to 1 का one loop in the upper positive and 1 to 2 one loop is negative. So another loop is going in this way, -1, because integration limit of this integration is -1 to 0. So due to this we backward from 0 to -1. -2, but -2 is not necessary here because lower limit -1 to 0, so this is not required. Only from -1 to 0. Okay, so here -1 to 0 value of sin pi x is negative, and also value of x -1 to 0, that is x is also belongs to negative because x belongs to -1 to 0. So sin pi x is negative and x is also negative. So x sin pi x is negative, sin pi x negative, so x sin pi x is actually positive. So when modulus का फंक्शन अंदर में in modulus function, inside modulus function, when inside modulus when it's positive, then the function as it is, that is -1 to 0 x sin pi x dx. Okay, in modulus function x sin pi x positive, so mod of x sin pi x as it is, that is x sin pi x. Now apply IBP, integration by parts, then this will be islet. This is sin pi x trigonometrical function and x is algebraical function. So first choose x as first function and this is second function. Now you can use IBP integration by parts, then this is x sin pi x sin pi x का integration sin pi x upon -pi. Okay, so this is and plus integration by parts, minus this is -1 to 0 and minus integral -1 to 0 x, derivative of x is 1 because x is first function, and sin pi x here sin pi x, sin pi x integration is cos pi x upon pi. Sin pi x का integration minus cos pi x by pi. Okay, and here minus cos pi x upon pi dx. In this way you can use IBP integration by parts, or you can also use successive integration. Then this will be more easily. Successive integration in this type, integral u v dx. U is the first function and v is the second function. Okay, and choose I let rule for choosing the first function, second function, and integration will be successively due to this. This is called or known as successive integration, like this. This will be starting from positive in one step. This integration you can done in one step. Integration by parts थोड़ा lengthy process, more than 3, 4, 5, 7 step maybe, but integration, successive integration may be done only in one step. So this is very easy. Okay, so first positive u as it is, and v is the integration, minus u is the derivative, and v is the integration of this v1, that is plus u double derivative integration of minus dot. In this way going. Now this will be x sin pi x dx. So x is the first function and sin pi is the second function. So sin pi x का integration minus cos pi x upon pi, starting from plus, next x derivative 1 and minus cos pi x, its integration, further integration of this in bracket, that is minus sin pi x cos pi x integration minus sin pi x by pi square, and further plus minus, next plus, alternating plus minus, starting from plus minus plus, and this will be 0 and this will be either, if you put the value of this integration, putting or not putting कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ता, क्योंकि 0 का मल्टीप्लाई होगा तो 0 ही होगा ना. Now putting here lower limit -1 and 0 is the upper limit. Next question number 8, -1 to 3/2 mod of x sin pi x dx. This is the integration. The integration function is same, but the limit थोड़ा अलग है, limit थोड़ा different, just small different the limit. So when integral question number 8, -1 upon 3/2 mod of x sin pi x dx, it's also will be the in the same way, sin pi x, one loop of sin pi x, one loop lie between one loop तो में in the 0 pi to pi by pi, that is in 0 to 1. In 0 to 1 interval, at least one loop having of the function sin pi x, that is this way. This is the graph of sin pi x. So this is 0, this is 1. 0 to 1 में loop होगा sin pi x का one loop, and here the interval -1 to 3/2. So loop back to -1, because -1 में तो one loop है. 1 to 3/2 इधर तो 1, this is 2, 1 to 2 में नेगेटिव होगा, लेकिन 3/2 1.5, so this is 3/2. Okay, so this is the, this integration will be the 3 integration, this में, इसमें 3. तो -1 to 0 इसका लिमिट होगा, -1 से 0, 0 से 1, 0 से 1, plus 1 to 3/2. In 0 to 1 interval, function of sin pi x negative, but in 0 to -1 to 0 interval, x is negative. So ultimately x sin pi x is here positive. So this function is negative. Clear? Sin pi x here negative, and x is also negative because -1 to 0. So x multiplied sin pi x is positive. Here x is negative in -1 to 0. So sin pi x is positive. So as it is x sin pi x dx, and 0 to 1 sin pi x is positive. Okay, 0 to 1 sin pi x is positive, and x is also positive. So this is also sin pi x as it is. Okay, and in 1 to 3/2 interval sin pi x is negative but x is positive, because x is in lie between 1 to 3/2, so x is positive, but sin pi x is negative in the interval 1 to 3/2. Sin pi x is negative 1 to 3/2 interval. So x sin pi x negative, so it will be negative. So this will be the, you can say this integral plus this integral, integration -1 to 1 x sin pi x dx -1 to 3/2 x sin pi x and dx. Okay, and okay, so now do yourself in your home. This will be as done as before. Okay, so do yourself. So keep watching my videos. Next, more update videos, more update videos will coming soon. Part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, etc., and important various questions which are all important for any type of exam. So keep watching the channel and share your friends and subscribe, and please comment in the comment box, where comment is below in the video. Write your comment and answer. Have a good day.